right. Okay.
We hold petty grudges also.
Yeah, we're like Aldrin Killigan, petty grudges. Don't expect to make it on this list next year if you direct another movie. Okay, so Mandarin reveal best what the fuck moment. It was a total what the fuck. You know what? We should have put Pepper beats the villain on there. Pepper Potts defeats the villain, and Tony blows up his suits, and then the thing that was the driving force behind the first two films, his arc reactor in his fucking chest, is now removed.
Okay.
And he acted like he could have had it done at any time.
How about the best what the fuck moment is Iron Man 3?
Just as a whole. How about the second half of Iron Man 3? Because if we were going to do that last year, it would have been Dark Knight Rises. What the fuck happened those last 20 minutes? What's up with these superhero movies and need to reveal some secret motive to characters? You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? Secrets. We like to withhold information.
You know what would really blow people's minds? If the Mandarin was nothing like what we said.
It was just an actor. We take one of the world's greatest actors, Ben Kingsley, and make him a fucking joke in this movie. And then we take Guy Pearce, who no one gives a shit about, and have him call himself the Mandarin while he breathes fire. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, on to something that will make us all a little happier. Best sexually charged moment in a comic book movie.
This is where the Clark and Feo are hooking up.
This is where Clark and Feo should have landed. Man, if Clark and Feo are hooked up, though, that baby be a badass.
Yeah.
She could train it.
Would it? It would still be just a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it'd be like...
It'd be a barn baby.
Yeah.
It would be
a
barn baby, yes.
Genes, I think. Right.
Alright, yeah. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright,
training.
Okay, Superman heat blasting Lois's wound, Man of Steel. Very sexually. Anytime a chick gets blasted on her stomach. Kick-ass night bitch in a bathroom stall. I can only guess what occurred in that bathroom stall. Sex. And last but not least, geeky Aldrin Killigan meeting Tony Stark, then getting stood up later that night. And the Capey goes to geeky Aldrin Killigan getting stood up. Our bashing of Iron Man 3 continues. But the reason we picked this scene is because he's got to have a crush on Tony or something.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck else would he hold this grudge? Like, he was like a gross thing before, and he got physical therapy and made money and all this shit. And now he's just holding this petty grudge against Tony Stark. Because he stood him up one night. He wanted to get down with Stark.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
He wanted to get down with Stark bad.
He wanted in on that.
He's got that jealous lover vibe when he's in the office with Pepper.
I mean, I bet you everyone we know has had an ex-girlfriend who created a fake terrorist organization and hired an actor to pretend to be a terrorist to front their real revenge scheme of getting
Blows up your house. Tries to kill the president. Breathes fire. You know, just works.
That's the work of love. That was the work of passion. Aldrin Killigan.
It was all just one big crime of passion.
You know what they say? All's fair in
One
love
big
and war.
comedic crime of passion.
All's fair in love and war. Is that what you said? All right.
It was really a romantic comedy when you think
It was a romantic comedy. And then they even made that big joke that Iron Man's real girlfriend beat up his wannabe girlfriend at the end. All right. So, one of our other categories. Why are you in this movie? And the nominees are Darcy, Kat Dennings in Thor: The Dark World, Trevor Slattery, Sir Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3, Aldrin Killigan, Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3, and Pete Ross, ginger guy at IHOP in Man of Steel. The guy who played Pete Ross, as hard as I looked, I could not find his name. That's how little he mattered to this movie, other than being able to tie in IHOP at some point. Where does Pete Ross work? Oh, he works down at the IHOP. When we're fighting, where do we bump into? IHOP! I didn't know Pancakes had such a vested interest in superhero films.
It's a growing market. They got to get in on that.
I didn't know like a company like IHOP would really approach a superhero movie. You need to write in Pancakes into your fucking storyline.
We will pay.
I just feel like the product placement in Man of Steel was just poor. Like, it could have been done so much better.
It's just so blatant.
You know what it is? It could have been done better because a lot of movies have product placement, but they don't have it on the level that they did. Yeah. They had it did give us all those cool scenes. All those cool effects. That's what paid for it. Mm-hmm. But, we're paying for it as an audience, trying to believe that there's a Sears in fucking Smallville that has, like 10,000 people. Who the fuck puts a Sears in a town of 10,000 people?
The LexCorp product placement was more subtle than the...
Exactly.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Wayne Tech, too.
That's like shit. That's the shit we want to see. I don't give a fuck about 7-Up. I mean, 7-Eleven.
Next movie, you're gonna see Superman flying with a Coke bottle. Just like, oh, what the fuck?
Batman is Pepsi.
All right, we're gonna move on to. We never even said why are you in this movie? Trevor Slattery, Ben Kingsley. We're not going to explain it again. Iron Man 3 sucks. Why the fuck were you there?
Once he was revealed.
Why were you there? Why you're a joke? Why do you have a 14-minute clip on Thor: The Dark World's DVD just about you? I have no idea. Well, Drew Pearce wrote it and directed it. Fuck you, Drew Pearce. All right. So I think Iron Man 3 literally swept all the bullshit awards. Okay. So, we're going to move on to Best Announcement of 2013, and then we're going to get into the real acting categories in which we talk about our Oscar picks. All right? So, Best Announcement. Batman vs. Superman movie announced at Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. Ultron announces the villain in Avengers 2. Ben Affleck cast as Batman. The Flash spin-off series announced from Arrow. And Marvel Netflix TV deal, which incorporates the Defenders, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Man. Iron Fist, not Iron Man. So, so what do you think? All right, guys. Carl, why don't you reveal who won the Capey this time around?
All right.
You haven't gotten to do it.
And so the best announcement goes to Batman vs. Superman movie.
Oh, it's got to be, right?
It's got to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was what was being led up to for the whole summer. Apart from the Ben Affleck as Batman, it was just like everyone was just ready for it. You know, like what's the next Superman movie gonna be about? And saying Batman's in it, and it's just like, all right, you just brought me a whole new game here. You know?
I remember thinking after Man of Steel, everyone was saying Justice League, Justice League, Justice League, and it's because of the Avengers, of course, and that's what it sounded like they were going to go with. And I remember Henry Cavill saying in an interview he wished that they did Batman Superman before they would do a World's Finest type movie before they do Justice League, and he totally fucking knew the plan and was just kind of making it Henry, you did a good job, but I really feel like the publicists were trying, my conspiracy theory, we're trying to make him look cool in the eyes of comic book fans and be like, because all of us were like, fuck yeah, this guy knows what's up, Batman and Superman before Justice League. And then they're like, we're going to do it. So when you say it beforehand, you're going to look like you guessed it, like you knew the right path. But, yeah, when they first announced that, I mean, those are the two biggest heroes in the world. Mm-hmm. Most recognizable. And they're going to finally be together on the big screen. Like I said, it's one of my favorite relationships. It's my favorite superhero interrelationship because of how different the two characters are and the way they go about things. One's a fucking alien, one's a human with no powers. The most powerful man on the planet. And it's not like he's the weakest man on the planet, but he's just he's just a normal guy. And so it's going to be awesome. Any thoughts on that, boys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the obvious choice out of them. I mean, we're big Ben Affleck fans here. But, I mean, you get news of people getting cast for parts all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas, this is the first time you're going to see these two iconic figures on the big screen together.
Oh, yeah.
And then what the other one was like, the villain reveal, which, I mean, you get villains all the time.
And the Marvel reveal was actually pretty big, but it's just that this movie is something that's been anticipated for a really long time.
Yeah, it just really stands out.
Like, we've gotten the Avengers, we've seen the MCU can do great things. So when we get this kind of announcement from DC trying to do something great, we get excited. We want to see Superman and Batman have a great movie together, the way that the Avengers did. We want to see DC and Marvel movies both be great. And with that Marvel Netflix deal, I want to see all those Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all of them. I want them to see them all succeed because I want good comic TV shows. I don't want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though I love to make fun of it. I just...
Are you going to come out and say Ben Affleck's Daredevil again?
Let's get a double time. All right. So, guys, we're going to move forward into the acting categories. So now, because tomorrow is the Oscars, we're going to give the category. We're going to do our winner, and then we're going to go into the category that for the Oscars and do that acting category. All right, you guys understand?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go ahead. All right, so we're going to start with Best Supporting Actor Male. All right? So for our Best Supporting Actor Male in a comic book movie, 2013, we selected Michael Shannon, Zod, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, Colonel Stars and Stripes, Jim Carrey, and Aldrin Killigan, Guy Pearce. You can automatically cross one off the list. Loki, because he's already won so many. Aldrin Killigan, see you later, pal. Tom Hiddleston brings always a great, what's the word I'm looking for?
British.
Brings his Britishness. He brings a lot of fun to the role of the trickster Loki. He plays it well. He's probably always been the most entertaining parts of the Thor movies. But he really wasn't a villain in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
sure.
I mean, he was just like a kind of a sidekick. He was a supporting character. That's why he's on this list. And that's why I always wanted to see Loki be a villain. So he really wasn't the villain in this movie. So that's why we didn't really vote for him. Jim Carrey, I thought, was really good as Colonel Stars and Stripes. He kind of bit the hand that fed him, and basically went out against the movie. And I think that's one of the reasons we didn't vote for him. He was great. I really enjoyed the voice he used. He had a lot of Jim Carrey-ness to the role.
Right.
But yeah, that was Best Supporting Actor for ours. But let's look at Best Supporting Actor for the actual Oscars. Right, why don't you give us the list for that?
All right, so the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for the Oscars is Barkhad Abdi from Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper from American Hustle,
Yep.
Michael Fassbender from 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill, The Wolf of Wall Street, and Jared Leto from Dallas Buyers Club.
All right, good stuff. Before we decide who was the best supporting actor, let's decide which was the best, addition to, what was better, Jonah Hill's fake teeth or Bradley Cooper's fake hair in American Hustle?
I was a big fan of Cooper's fake hair.
Yeah.
The
I loved it when he was sitting on the phone and he had the curlers in.
curlers, yeah.
That was pretty funny. But if you see Wolf of Wall Street, you see Jonah Hill's teeth just come out of his mouth. You want to do some Quaaludes? That being said, though, Jonah Hill, I really enjoyed his performance in Wolf of Wall Street as Donnie. He had a very understated kind of homosexual vibe, and it was real interesting. I thought he was great. Jonah Hill just keeps surprising me that he can actually act. I'm not going to give it to him though. I'm going to give it to Jared Leto. Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club as Rayon is the one that's going to win. It's a Oscar bait type of role. he plays a transvestite prostitute, not prostitute. He's a trans person, and he has AIDS. And I saw the movie. He was fantastic. So that's just a plus on top of it. He was great, and as Rayon, and I think he's gonna win. What about you, fellas?
I believe that Michael Fassbender has a good chance because 12 Years a Slave is a pretty gritty movie, and to act in that, he does a great portrayal. So I mean, like he's a great actor as well. So I think he has a chance of sniping that.
Sniping it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be an upset because Leto's the favorite in this category, and Fassbender is definitely, I would say, probably the most likely candidate to come up from out of nowhere and snatch it. And it's because he was a villain almost in that movie. He was a real asshole, and he really made you dislike him, and that's what you want from a performance. You want something that makes you feel something from one of these characters. So okay, now let's just add a little comic element to this. Is there anyone in this category, boys, that you feel you'd want to see in a comic book movie, even though Fassbender's Magneto and Bradley Cooper's already Rocket Raccoon? How about Bark Adaby or Jonah Hill or Jared Leto in a comic movie?
Who could Jonah Hill play?
Jonah Hill.
What would he?
He was Green Lantern in the Lego movie. You guys know the Green Lantern universe, that fat ball guy, like the ball looking.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill. Boom. Okay, we casted him.
Reboot the Green Lantern movies. Jonah Hill with the ball guy.
Okay. Boom. Game time. All right, let's move on to Best Supporting Actress, female. Yep. So in a comic book movie, our Capey nominations were as follows: Diane Lane, Martha Kent, Jamie Alexander, Lady Sif in the Thor franchise, Riel Fukushima as Yukio in The Wolverine, and I am never going to be able to say this correctly, but Andre Trau as Feora. And the Capey goes to Feora.
Yeah.
The fight in Smallville, she had very quotable lines, which I am not able to quote right now because I am a dumbass. It was something about clean death, right?
Clean death, yeah.
Yeah, and a good death, and I don't know why I can't remember it. I say it's highly quotable, yet can't quote it. She was. I thought she was excellent in the performance. What did you guys think?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Great actress. Great supporting role as well. In that I think she made Zod just a little bit better. You know, just because of the movie and the whole entire. Like, she was a minion, but she had leadership potential. You could tell. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. She was more badass than Michael Shannon was. And she was a supporting role. All right, guys, everyone say bye to Daniel. He's heading off to, I don't know, greener pastures. Wow, what an asshole. He's going to hang out with Aldrin Killigan.
He's going to go stand up, Aldrin
I'm
Killigan.
not really a soccer fan, you know?
Why don't you give all the cast of Iron Man 3 all the awards? Jesus, I can't speak. All the awards we gave him. All right. Well, see you later, Dan.
Yep, thank you for having me today.
All right.
Hope to stick around for the entirety.
A good death is its own reward.
A good death. You hear that, Dan? A good death's its own reward. So go out there and die.
Right.
That's your reward.
You do Feora some proud.
Death echoes for eternity.
You know, a good death's your reward for leaving us right now. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Dan's gone. So now we can actually have some fun. Okay. So actress in a supporting role for the Oscar nominations, Ryan. All right. What do we got in there?
All right. So we got Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lawrence in American Hustle. Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave.
Mm-hmm.
Julia Roberts for August, Osage County.
Uh-huh.
And June Squibb for Nebraska.
I just want to say real quick, June Squibb was really funny in Nebraska. I'm glad she got nominated. This is a 2-woman race. It's Jennifer Lawrence versus Lupita how do you pronounce her last name?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Nyong'o. And she was fantastic as Patsy. She was picking 500 pounds of cotton in a day in that movie, kicking everyone's ass. And she had the most interaction with Fassbender, and she was the one who received most of Fassbender and Fassbender's wife's wrath. And she gave a real, I used the word haunting before because this movie stays with you for a while. And that's what I think 12 Years a Slave really succeeds in. It sticks with you. You really have to think about it. So I think Lupita's gonna win. She has all the makings of an Oscar winner. She's played the game well. She's showed up all the award shows. She looked great. She's wearing great designer stuff. The Oscars is kind of like a game.
Yeah.
The award season is a game. You got to show up to the Capeys and look good in order to win. But I think she's done a great job. And Jennifer Lawrence was a fucking force to be reckoned with in American Hustle. She was fantastic as always, and her character was manipulative, and she reminded me a lot of Sharon Stone in Casino. And just once again with the quotability. Like lines like, I'd never say anything bad about your father, but your father's a real sick son of a bitch. And just like, smell my nails. Irving loves them. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really with Lupita's performance. I can't really think of a line that really stood out for me. For her, she had scenes that really stood out, like the whipping scene, obviously, and like any scene with Fassbender. Oh, he was such a douche. But I think those two were just friggin' astounding. Either one who wins, both of them are winners because they were both excellent. They both deserve it, and I think it's going to go to Lupita. Jennifer won last year. She'll be nominated again. This is her 3rd nomination. She's 23 years old.
It's ridiculous.
So she was I don't think no crying over spilt Oscars. so I think Lupita. What do you guys think?
Definitely Lupita. I'm agreeing with that. J-Law has done a lot, but I think this one is going to Lupita.
I think that Jennifer, as a star, like a lot of people in Hollywood, you get famous, and all of a sudden there's a lot of fan fodder around you. Like Kristen Stewart, initially when Twilight came out, there was a lot of fan fodder. And like Kristen Stewart's not a good actress.
No.
You won't see her nominated for anything. I think Jennifer Lawrence kind of proves the franchise thing wrong when she is the lead of the Hunger Games, but she shows how serious of an actress she really is when she takes roles like this. And the thing that really stood out for me in that movie, in American Hustle, why she was so good is she's in a movie with some of the best actors we have. Amy Adams, who's been nominated for 6 Oscars, I think. Christian Bale, who's won one. Bradley Cooper, who was nominated last year. And even Jeremy Renner, who was nominated for The Town. Fucking everyone loves him in The Town. But, those are 4 huge actors. And she steals that movie from every single one of them just by her performance. And, so she was great. Lupita was great. They both either deserves it, hands off to them. So, who in this category would you want to... I know Jennifer's already Mystique.
Mystique, yeah.
How about June Squibb as... oh, man, what is it? Granny Goodness.
Granny Goodness. yes. Let's
Could you
get that.
imagine Granny Goodness in the Man of Steel universe? June Squibb.
Let's make that happen. Let's write some letters. Get June Squibb.
I guess we're just going awfully fucking ridiculous comic book roles for these people. Okay. All right. We're down to the final 3, the big ones. Best Actress in a Comic Book Movie for the Capeys. We have Chloe Grace Moretz as Hit Girl, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster in Thor the Dark World, Amy Adams as Lois Lane in The Man of Steel, Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts in Iron Man 3, and Tayoko Okamoto as Mariko in The Wolverine. Why don't you reveal the winner for us, Stan? Ryan?
Here we go. The winner for Best Actress is Chloe Grace Moretz for her role as Hit Girl in Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah.
Your
I-
thoughts, Carl?
I mean, I understand. Me personally, I liked Amy Adams.
Oh, yeah.
as Lois.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't like she was a model playing Lois Lane. It was
Yeah.
something very believable as this is a reporter, you know. And
Mhm.
so it brought that to an aspect like I understand, you know. So I liked her as just being a comic book actor for
Yeah.
someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Adams is an outstanding actress. I mean, she's one of those. There's so many people in Hollywood who are one-note roles.
Right.
You know what I mean? You only see them in one role. And I love this guy, but Mark Wahlberg. He's always just, the tough guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe a cop, maybe. I love Mark. I love him. But, he's just a one kind of note kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like Amy Adams, we saw her in The Fighter, actually, alongside Mark Wahlberg. Remember, she was like the tough kind of street girl. Remember, where she'll rip your fucking hair out
Mhm.
and shit. You see her as that. She was a tough bartender.
Mm.
And then you see her in Man of Steel, and she's a reporter. And then you see in American Hustle, she's a fucking, she's a con artist who does an amazing English accent,
Mhm.
while fucking stringing along Bradley Cooper.
Also, kudos to her. I think she is the only actress/actor to be on both lists. The Capey for a Capey.
Hey,
So
congrats.
there you go, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
You know what? We should just give. I kind of like with Carl just saying right there. We gave it to Chloe Grace Moretz because she was the lead actor in Kick-Ass. You know what I mean? She was the
Right.
lead actress, and I mean Lois got some screen time, but she never had that moment that really made me like, yeah, Lois. You know what I mean?
Right,
We had moments where like, Lois, what the fuck? Like,
What are you doing?
what are you doing? You just got shot by that thing. Why is Lois getting invited on the ship?
One question I had, like, wait, how did you meet Zod?
Why are you the one interviewing in this military room? But like but yeah, Amy Adams, she's fantastic. Good job being on both the Capeys and the Oscars. She's playing the game.
She is.
If she had
playing
only
the game
responded to the invitation, maybe she would have won the Capey. But Chloe Grace, we gave it to her. I think she's a great up and coming young actor. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's got a long career ahead of her of really good roles, and Hit Girl is just a fun role that she plays well, and she has great chemistry with Aaron Taylor Thomas. Fucking Johnson! I always do that. Okay. Alright,
So then
right. Oscars.
For the Oscar-nominated actresses in a leading role, we've got Amy Adams,
Mhm.
of course, for American Hustle. Kate Blanchett for her role in Blue Jasmine.
Mhm.
Sandra Bullock from Gravity. Judi Dench from Philomena.
Uh-huh.
And Meryl Streep from August Osage County.
Do you think a year is ever going to go by where Meryl Streep isn't nominated?
I don't see it for
I
future.
mean,
I think it's Meryl Streep. Come on.
I know Meryl's fantastic. I mean, I'm not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be the guy to go against the grain. Meryl fucking blows, because that's just not true. That's not the case. But like, August Osage County was just a film that it was kind of boring in my opinion.
Mhm.
Maybe she can give a great performance in it, but maybe just if the movie isn't that good, you don't have to nominate her.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's someone in my head that got snubbed. I was like, who the fuck didn't get? Maybe did Emma Thompson not get nominated for Saving Mr. Banks?
She didn't.
There you go, Emma Thompson, Saving Mr. Banks. I thought she was fantastic in that film. I think she kind of got fucked by not getting put on there. I'm just saying, Meryl's got 18 of them. You know what I mean? She's got 3 awards. See, that's what I'm saying. If Meryl Streep only has 3 statues, how the fuck is Jen gonna have 2 and 3? You know what I mean? So like, and like Jen, and I'm not saying she doesn't deserve them. I'm just saying like, it's so hard to win these fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She did win the Golden Globe though, but then Looper won the SAG. It's that's the closest race. But so yeah, but I think Kate Blanchett's gonna win. She's the clear front runner. Yeah, the one I think should win and I'd want to win is Amy Adams. I really
Right.
enjoyed her performance because she basically did dual roles. You know what I mean? She
Oh,
did that. So, yeah, that's what I think. What do you think?
I mean, I'm just a huge Amy Adams fan in general, and I was a huge fan of her performance in American Hustle, because you're right, it was like a dual role type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was playing her character, and then she was also playing
Was it Miss
the alter ego to trick Bradley Cooper's character.
Yeah.
And it was just
Oh,
very
and a bunch of other people as well.
Yeah.
So,
Man, did she have Bradley Cooper by the balls?
oh man.
Bradley Cooper gives another great performance. We never even talked about his performance. And if Daniel Day-Lewis didn't exist on this planet, last year Bradley Cooper would have been holding Best Actor. But I'm sorry, there's a guy named Daniel Day, and he just...
As soon as he says one word in the movie.
Yeah, we give it to him. You know what? The movie, the performance, he gives always a great performance, but the performance I've most enjoyed ever out of him was in Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York as Bill the Butcher, and he got nominated for lead actor for that, and he didn't win that year. And it's one of the years, and see, that's what I'm saying with Jen. You know what I mean? Like, there's these great memorable roles, and it happens all the time. Mark Wahlberg in The Departed. Actually, I'm giving Mark a little credit for his acting skills right here. He was fantastic as Sergeant Dignam, but did he win? No, he didn't win. Leonardo in The Aviator is Howard Hughes. You know what I mean? He didn't win. Very memorable roles. That's what happens in the Oscars. So Amy Adams' role can go down as a memorable role. She just won't win.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett's going to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Amy Adams is Lois Lane, but who else? Who else do we see being in a... What could Meryl Streep do to bring her glorious acting talent to the...
Oh, there's definitely someone she could
superhero
play.
genre?
she could have been a perfect May Parker
Yeah.
on May.
Oh, yeah.
She could have been
That's
perfect
true.
on May. She kind of looks like, if you watch Ultimate Spider-Man, she kind of looks like Meryl Streep, the new young one.
Adapter.
Yeah, it's a bit, so like I think she could have been a great May Parker.
Let's just slip her in there.
Slip her in. Sally
I won't
Fields, get the
complain.
fuck out. Forrest Gump's mom. In the Honest trailer, Forrest Gump's mom, Charlie Sheen's dad. There we go. Martin Sheen in The Departed as Captain Queen, and
No, yeah.
come in and have some supper. All right. On to Best Actor for the Capeys. The people who listen to this are probably so lost. Okay, so Best Actor at the Capeys. For in the comic book movie of 2013, the best comic book actors that we nominated were RDJ as Iron Man. That's Robert Downey Jr. for those who do not know. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, the God of Thunder. Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kick-Ass. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And Henry Cavill as Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. Even though he was never referred to once as Superman in the movie.
Right.
Except when they cut him off with I don't even know why they did that. That wasn't even that funny. But they're like, what maybe it should stand for super. I was like, all right, we all know what she was going to say, and I mean, I guess it's a little funny. See, that's what I think DC movies are trying to be funny and are not. Like there's that scene in The Dark Knight Rises when Batman turns around and Catwoman's goes like, I guess I know how that feels like now.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't play. But like Marvel is trying to be too funny.
Batman wouldn't turn around and say that.
Marvel tries to be too funny, and DC has no capability of being funny. But
A solid balance.
So RDJ, he's funny. He's great in the role of Iron Man. But we gave the Capey, the first annual Capey to Best Actor, to the great Hugh Jackman. Let's give a round of applause.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman.
He is Wolverine.
He really is.
Except for the height disparity, he is.
He completely encapsulates everything we think of Logan as in the character.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in this movie, he's a loner at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm having all kinds of indigestion problems with breathing, and that's why I'm having trouble speaking. But like Hugh Jackman, just round of applause, great job. He was Jean Valjean nominated for last year in the Oscars,
Yeah.
so Jean Valjean. So good job, Hugh. All right, who we got for Best Actor in a Leading Role?
We got Christian Bale from American Hustle.
Batman.
We got Bruce Dern from Nebraska.
Batman.
Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, Leo.
We've got Chiwetel Ejiofor,
Mm-hmm.
12 Years a Slave.
Yep. He was fantastic.
And Matthew McConaughey from Dallas Buyers Club.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Now I remember I said something about about Luta and Jennifer are the closest race between two people.
Mhm.
This is the hardest race between five. Because though every person you said gave a fantastic performance in the film they were in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is completely up in the air. Like, I hate to say it, but the Academy hates Leo.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And as good as he was as Jordan Belfort, and like just about the amount of excess that he has, and like just the greed and the not enough is never enough, and the amount of drugs they fucking took in that movie. He was fantastic. I just don't think he's gonna win. It's just they don't like Leo. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They'd like to nominate him.
I'd
but
love
give
to
him
see him
anything.
win, but
Once again, The Departed. I thought he was gonna win that year.
Yeah.
As what was his character's name in The Departed? I'm not the fucking rat. I love that scene where he's talking to Vera Familia, who plays the therapist there, and he's just like telling her why she closed his file, and he's like, every guy comes in here with all kinds of confidence that you come in here to help them. I threw up in a trash can on the way over here. I haven't slept in weeks. Just like, yeah, I think Leo is just gets screwed.
he does.
But I think he was fantastic. I think it's between him and another one of my favorites, Matt McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
McConaughey as I think his name is Ron Wood. God, I can't remember anyone's name this year, but he played in Dallas Buyers Club. He was another word, the force. He was a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Buyers Club, I wouldn't put it as the best movie of the year, but it might be with him and Jared Leto as a team, the best duo actors in the awards.
Yeah.
I really think McConaughey's going to win, and Dallas Buyers Club's going to sweep male acting awards.
Yep.
That
sounds good. Yeah,
what do you think, fellas?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah,
Matthew
I kinda
McConaughey,
agree
like
with
the
that.
sheer turnaround, so like the Green Arrow comic book, where it's just, like, the sheer turnaround is just like amazing. It's like, you know what, you have to give it to him.
Yeah, he's on a roll right
Hollywood loves a comeback. They
and
do.
He's doing good in his
True Detective.
True Detective role. So
Such a good
he's all around. He's on fire right now.
Yeah, he could win an Emmy for that, along with one. But he's great. And I just want to give a shout out to Chitwell.
Yes.
Chitwell.
Or Chiwetel?
Chiwetel. He was fantastic in 12 Years a Slave. That final scene where he finally comes back to his family, and like Hans Zimmer's score starts playing, of course. And he looks at them and he starts crying and he says he's sorry. I teared up a little bit. That was that line and everything that he's been through, that journey he's been through. He captured that all in his face with just that look,
Right.
and that really got me.
Right.
And man, did you guys agree with that? Did you see that?
Yeah. I mean, it is a close one. Like this category alone is one where you really can't predict because it's just that close.
Yeah.
Any of these actors
Deserves it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we were talking earlier about how like some actors on here like they're not going to win. Like they were really good, but they're not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
This one is another case where you're like, if any of those five guys win, I don't think any of the other four would be like, he didn't deserve it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so. Okay.
So we've got The Dark Knight on our list.
Yeah, we got Christian Bale as Batman.
So
who
else?
You could do Chitwell as Black Panther.
Yes.
I know because I think he said he's had interest in that role before.
Oh, did he really?
And I kind of Matthew McConaughey was my pick for Lex Luthor before Jesse Eisenberg was cast, and I love McConaughey. I'm huge on him right now. I want to fit him somewhere in there, but I can't think of a place. Leo, I want to see as a villain somewhere.
Yes,
I don't want to see him as a hero.
cool.
I want to see him as a villain.
Oh, okay.
I remember people when Nolan was getting ready to announce what villain he was going to do for The Dark Knight Rises. We didn't even know it was called Rises at that time, but The Dark Knight third movie. People were saying that he was going to do the Riddler, and like, people were like Johnny Depp, and then someone said Leo, and then I was like, holy shit! And like Leo, I don't know which villain. I could see him as the Riddler. That'd be fun, but I feel like there's a better role for him out there. In the world of villainy, and maybe that's something you guys can tweet at us, read in the comments section. Let us know who should Leo play in a comic book movie, which villain, hero. I think villain. I think he'd be a great.
I think he'd do a good villain. Yeah.
Like we always talk about, love villains.
Yeah.
Villains is okay. So who else is on the list?
Candy.
Anyone else?
From Django.
What?
He was kind of a villain-esque type of character in Django.
Oh, he was the
And
villain.
he was amazing. So.
And he didn't even get nominated for it. But Christoph Waltz, that's another thing. Like he got unfairly overshadowed. But yeah, I just couldn't help myself.
I just screwed up everything. I could not help myself.
He had to shoot him. He did. He's like, I have to shoot this prick. I don't have any choice. I got to. Okay. All right. Final category. Wow. Can you guess how long we've done so far?
Oh man.
2 hours.
We've done an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh,
Wow.
geez.
Longer than most of the movies on this list. So, comic book movie of the year. We have Kick-Ass 2, Man of Steel, The Wolverine, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World.
We can already eliminate Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 didn't win, surprisingly.
I'll tell you which movies did not get okay.
All right, and we picked this year the Cape Informers in our first ever biggest award, the Capey for Comic Book Movie of the Year. We selected Man of Steel. Zack Snyder, good job. Visually fighting-esque. This is a comic book movie. We're not looking at normal story structure and dialogue, because if we were, it wouldn't win. But, but for a comic book movie, visually, fighting, it encapsulated some Superman themes in there. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He kicked some serious ass. And that's what we like to see as comic book fans. We like to see some ass kicked. We like to see some heroes defeat villains, even if it means murdering them viciously. Yeah, it captured what I wanted in a comic book movie mostly, and more than anyone else in this list. Kind of a weak year overall, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
I'm much looking forward to the year ahead.
Yes.
Next year's Capeys, we'll be talking about X-Men Days of Futures Past and TMNT. And Captain America and Guardians of the Galaxy and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Godzilla.
Godzilla. All these.
Like it's all good stuff that's coming out this year. I think this year is more of an anticipation year. Yeah. Sort of like how last year was. Well, not the year that we're doing right now, but
2012.
2012. That was an amazing year for comic book movies, and definitely next year, this upcoming year is going to be a great one as well.
Oh yes. Yeah. Okay, so we gave you Man of Steel. Now we're going to give you our pick for Best Oscar, Best Picture.
All right.
What do you got, Rad Guy? Argo won this category last year, but that means Batman directed the film that won last year.
Which means Batman pretty much won last year.
Which means Batman's winning. Batman didn't get nominated. Well, a Batman did get nominated this year.
Yeah, that's true. Christian Bale. So here we go with the Best Picture nominees. We've got American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
All right. Anybody want to give a case for any of the movies? Why do you think they're going to win? Why do you think they're not going to win?
I think Gravity has a good chance of winning.
Gravity, you think so?
Yeah.
I remember seeing it and thinking that it's going to have a chance of winning, and then I saw the other movies. And then my opinion changed. I think you're right though. Gravity is a real fun thriller movie. You know what I mean? And you're really invested in Sandra Bullock's character. And I think it's kind of a bullshit comparison to compare it to Avatar,
Right.
where people compare it like it's just only a good visual movie. I felt invested in that character. You know what I mean? I was fucking nervous for her. When in Avatar we get the same rehashed Pocahontas story, and I could give a shit if Sam Worthington's Avatar gets shot, and I'm praying someone shuts Zoe Zendala from screaming anymore. Jackson Lee, you got to get out of here! I was like, shut the fuck up. I hate James Cameron. I said it. All right,
It's out there.
it's out there on the internet now. I hate James Cameron. Now you know.
I'm gonna go with American Hustle.
American Hustle. David O. Russell. American Hustle. Great stuff, man.
Great cast.
Oh man.
Great story.
Mhm.
I just Bradley Cooper got fucked.
Not in the good way.
Not in the good
Not in
way.
the good way.
Not in the way he wanted to. In the movie.
You just have.
Oh man, I loved American Hustle, and we talked about how that is it has a lot of comic book ties because the 5 lead actors are all in comic book movies. We got Christian Bale as Batman,
Right.
Amy Adams, Lois Lane,
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, voice of Rocket
Rocket
Raccoon.
Raccoon.
Who else is in there?
Jeremy Renner is Hawkeye.
And then Jennifer Lawrence is Mystique.
Yeah.
And then Louis C.K. All right, hang on. Who could Louis C.K. be? Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy, when did you get fat and grow a beard? He's still a ginge.
He's still a ginge.
Pete Ross.
Pete Ross.
You would have been a definite
He
good
works at IHOP. Imagine Louis serving pancakes at the. He's a manager down at the IHOP. Actually, Louis as serving pancakes at the IHOP is a little more believable than Louis heading some part of the FBI.
Yeah.
But the American Hustle's cast. Best cast.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I talked about McConaughey and Leto as best duo, but that's the best cast. You can't top that. And there's some other actors who show up who I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen the film. So it's well acted, highly quotable, great character studies. That's the type of film I love. I love characters, and that's what David O. Russell does best. Silver Linings Playbook was like between that and Django were my 2 favorite movies last year.
Yeah.
And I loved Argo too. That was in my top 3. But if I had to pick my favorite, I would do those 2. I just love dialogue, and I love. I just love characters. And I love Jen. I love Jen. I love Batman. I love Christian Bale. Bradley Cooper has my hair. How the fuck can't I vote for American Hustle? All right, American Hustle is who I want to win, but I think 12 Years a Slave, it totally deserves to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it like I said, we watch movies to have a feeling. You don't go to the movies to sit there and just stare.
Right.
Yeah.
You expect to be entertained in some way. You expect to be told a story. You expect to have some kind of feeling, some kind of emotional connection. You go to a comedy, you expect to laugh.
Right.
You go to somewhere for a drama, you expect to be something to compel you. And holy shit, was that story compelling. And at the end there, you're left at the end of that movie just like, I remember like just a tingling sensation, just be like, deep breath, like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
you really, it stuck with you after you left the theater. And I think that's why it's going to win.
Mhm.
Like, we talked earlier about Oscar bait, which is like any movie dealing with AIDS or Nazis or slavery in the past has sometimes been voted over movies that people thought were better.
Mhm.
But 12 Years a Slave, if it wins, that's not the case. It is a fantastic movie and deserves to be there.
Right.
There's movies like somehow I can't think of one at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm out of examples, but there are movies that just fit that Oscar description that win over other films.
Mhm.
Like Shawshank Redemption didn't win Best Picture.
Right.
Yeah.
and it has the highest IMDb rating of all time.
Right.
Like, that was the same year as Pulp Fiction, and Forrest Gump beat it. So like, I love you, Jenny. So you never know with Best Picture, and there's a lot of good films this year, and it could. I think we picked. Carl picked Nebraska. You picked American Hustle. No, Carl picked Gravity. Out of nowhere, Carl picked Nebraska.
I'm just feeling it.
Black and white. Funny. I'm picking him. Carl picked Gravity. You picked American Hustle. 12 Years a Slave. But I would totally be on for American Hustle. All right. Well, that's our Oscar picks. Well, that's it. That's the end of the first annual Capeys.
Yeah.
Let's give a round of applause again for all the winners. Wow, it was a hard-fought battle. This is the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah.
We've been sitting here for so long. Oh man, we've been sitting here for over 3 hours, even though this is only like an hour and 20 minutes. Like
just hashing out the final.
Yeah,
the final counts and.
Yeah, but congrats to all the winners. Congratulations to all the winners. At least you were nominated, you know?
Right.
You know, it's an honor to be nominated for the Capeys.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Talking to you.
Get better. Good luck to everyone in the Oscars tomorrow night. And this thus concludes the first annual Capeys. I'm Christian. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Carl. Fuck you, Dan, for leaving. We'll see you guys next week. We'll talk about all new sorts of things. Maybe Godzilla, maybe some new Spider-Man. Something. But we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.